I remember
Mm.
how it ended, and it was something about the ending that really pissed me off that I'm
Oh
ready to talk
man.
about.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Popcorn and Hot Takes. We are excited to be with y'all today. In case y'all don't know who we are, we're gonna go around the horn and introduce ourselves. So, Melinda, I'm gonna start with you.
Hi, I'm Lynn G.
What's going on, man? It's Darius S, aka the Icon D Sales.
What's good? This is Austin at Austin J09 on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, but also subscribe to our YouTube page as well. And make sure you like our comments. Make sure you comment on our content. We want to know what y'all have to say about the shows we review, right? If this is your first time coming, go watch some of our previous episodes and let y'all
And
know.
subscribe.
Yeah, and subscribe and let us know what y'all think about it. But today, look, this episode is going to be a good one. We are talking about a hot show on Netflix right now. It's like it's doing numbers. It's doing numbers, and we're excited about it. So I'm gonna kick it over to D Sams, the iconic D Sams, to give us a little breakdown of the show. I will find you.
Yeah, man. So that's what we watching. Top 10 show on Netflix right now, and it's still trending. So, yeah, we watching. I Will Find You. It's a really good thriller, fast paced thriller, about a man named David Burrows who is been accused of murdering his child. Crazy, right? He has been accused of murdering his child, but David, he said he ain't did it. Do I believe David? I don't know. We got to keep going into the show to let y'all know. Do I believe him? But David said he didn't kill his kid, and now there are some bad people out to get David to make sure that David does not get out for killing his kid. Also, he has some people in his corner that said, "I believe you." So now we got to figure out who believes David, who doesn't believe David, who wants David dead. So that's the show. So I Will Find You, man. That's the show. That's what we're watching. That's a cool little gist of it. So let's hop into it. Also, what's the first question on the docket, brother?
Yeah, man. So Darius, since you already talking, man, just
Mm-hmm.
kind of tell us how you feel about the show overall. You know, the plot, the characters, just overall, how do you feel about the show?
So overall about the show, if I have to say, the show was good. It was a good show. It was kind of slow at first to me. So when I'm watching the show, like you really have to catch me that first few minutes, and it kind of started slow. So I'm like, okay, to me it started slow. Let's not say everybody, but to me it started slow. But then once they jumped in and told what was going on, I'm like, okay, I'm all in. So that was my first thought. As far as the characters, I mean, David is the main character. He's great. I thought he was good. It was so funny to me because if I'm in prison for life for murder, I don't have a cool. He kept his cool the entire show. I couldn't. I would be freaking the heck out. So
Yeah.
they gonna tell me I killed somebody, knowing dang well I didn't. But there's a whole plot against me. So who plotting against me? What the hell is going on? And why are y'all tripping on me? Why am I the person picked to go to prison for the rest of my life for something that I didn't do? So that was my whole thing. That's when it kind of
Oh,
picked up with me.
Darius, you said something interesting in there. You said for something I didn't do. So is David innocent? Is he not? Is it a plot twist?
So to me in the beginning, I said David was so. Whenever it's one of them things where it says somebody killed their kid, I'm gonna always say that that person is innocent because it's why would David once it start diving in, why would David even want to kill his kid? So then I want you to kind of jump in as well. What were your thoughts? What were your initial thoughts going into it? What did you think about David? Did you think David was just too cool and calm the entire show?
Okay, so initially I was like, wait, they said he killed his son. And then I'm like, okay, like I'm thinking they're just gonna be like, they told us he killed his son, but they showed us like blood. And I was just shocked that like that was the premise of the show, like killing a kid, like that's major. So that was like huge for me the whole time. And then, like you said, I also was like, nah, he ain't do it. Also, just in general, he's the one talking in the beginning and telling his story. So I'm like, nah,
Yeah, for
he
sure.
is. I'm like, there's no way he gonna turn out to be the killer. That would have been a crazy plot twist. But I'm just like, no, I believe in his innocence. Just because,
Yeah,
like, I think partially too because he was such like a calm mannered man. I'm like, if he did kill his kid, it was like an accident or something. But then when they started getting into how the son died, I'm like, ain't no way. He's too calm to like beat his
for sure.
child with a bat. Like I was like, yeah, no. If
Mhm.
they would have said like it was like more of like an accidental way or like more of like not such a violent way, I think I would have believed it. But he literally was just like such a calm person throughout the whole freaking show. Like even when he was like sticking up for himself and like fighting and stuff, had guns and was running and stuff, he still was like pretty even killed and like super calm the whole time. So I will say I definitely I believe in his innocence from the very first moment it started, just for the simple fact that he was the one like narrating his story. And I do
Yeah,
agree with you. It did start off like very slow. It didn't really start picking up for me until the guard. We realized the guard was crooked. That's when it started to pick up
yeah,
for me. Like even when his sister came in there, I was like, oh, this crazy, his son alive. But it still was like slow for me. So yeah.
bad, bad.
So, all right. So both of y'all said something very interesting. Y'all said there's no way that he did it because he was way too calm. We can look at history and see that murderers are calm. You got Ted
That's
Bundy,
true. That's
who was
true.
who was calm. You got Dylan Ruth, right? Who's there's just so many people who have unalived people that have been calm
It be
in the
calm.
courtroom. So, like outside of his calmness and the fact that this was his son, what makes y'all think that he's innocent? What
He
else?
was straight focused on that. He wasn't focused on nothing else, like nothing else the whole show. His ex-wife moved on, had a baby, all that. That man didn't care about nothing but his
Nothing.
son the whole movie. He didn't care about nothing else. Nothing
Mhm.
else. Did like literally nothing else was in this man's mind. I don't remember him talking about nothing else, thinking about nothing else. Even when he was thinking about the past, he was thinking about his son,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
laser focused on his son.
And that was my thought. That's why I'm like, he didn't. I knew from the very beginning, like you said, I knew he didn't do it. Not in this, like I said, because he was calm, but it's just the entire show. He didn't think about it. When he went on the run, I'm like, listen, I've been in prison that long. I'm on the run. I'm looking for where my old chick at or something. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He like, nah, man. Where is my kid? I did not murder my child. I didn't hurt my kid. So we have to figure out why am I serving a life sentence for something y'all know I ain't do.
Mhm.
And that's when it just starts picking up. So once and I guess we can kind of go into it now. If you go right into it, once he breaks out of prison, it's like, okay, I gotta, it's up. I gotta figure this out. It's up from this point. So that's how I just knew he didn't do it because, like I said, he was laser focused on his kid. Like you said, when he even went back to the, the thought process, it's like
Mhm.
kid, kid, kid. It was nothing else. So I just never thought that man did anything to his child.
Yeah. I think it's also just like when they did start to run and she was like, wait, you want me to go back to where we just came from? Like he was just ready to get into anything for her son. Like if
Yeah,
I knew I killed you, I'm not going through all that. Like you don't have to do all that to pretend like you didn't kill your son. He went through way too much to like prove his innocence.
for
So,
sure.
okay, so since y'all feel that way, then why? And I feel like TV shows like this, like kind of like make you think and want you to
Hmm.
put pieces of the puzzle together. Why do y'all think he was being framed? And like, who is the mastermind behind it?
Initially, when I first started watching, that's the number one question I kept having the entire
Hmm.
time. I was like, okay, he didn't kill his son, but like, why would these people want him to go to jail forever? Because in his flashbacks, he seemed like a regular stand-up guy. He was his like I think it was his uncle or whoever was like a close family friend. Like he was a whole warden in the jail. Like So it's like, and then his was that his brother or whatever? I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember who people were, but like he had people who are in like law enforcement and like involved in like corrections in his family and stuff. So it just kind of like this don't really make sense that he would be the type of guy that like somebody's like plotting on. So like that's why it was super weird to me the whole time. I'm like, I don't understand why they're plotting on him. And then again, he's so
Hmm.
like even keeled, mild mannered, and just
Yeah,
chill. I'm like, why are they coming after him? The
yeah.
whole time I'm watching, and that's the only question I was asking myself, like okay, well, why him? So like I couldn't have told you until I found got to the end. That's why I kept watching because I needed to know why him. So like, yeah, there was nothing to pinpoint why it would make sense because like they never alluded to him having a gambling problem or anything like
Hmm.
that. And like usually in other shows, that's what it is. Or like the dad did something super foul or like cheated on the wife or something. It never gave any of that. So the whole time I'm just like, I don't understand like why they picked him.
Mhm. Yeah, so it sounds like all in all, they like got everybody on the edge of their seats with this
Yeah,
one. So
yeah.
Mhm.
so with that, I'm gonna segue into our next segment is on a popcorn rating of 1 to 5. Lalinda, what's your rating on this one?
I'm gonna give this. I think this might be the first time. I don't know. I be trying not to be too nice. But I'm gonna give it. Okay, it was a little slow. I'll give it that. But overall, the way it ended, I was ready to talk about it. I was excited to talk about it. So I'm gonna give it. Oh, but I don't want to be too nice. It was a little slow. It was a little slow. But I think I'm gonna just do what I need to do, and I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. It was a little slow, so I'm putting that disclaimer, but I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 because I want to say this. This is the number one thing I want to talk about. I think the actors acted down, okay? Because when he was in Times Square and he was like, oh, like, because it's like he was
Yeah,
realistic
yeah,
about the fact that, like, he
yeah.
just got out of jail. When the grandpa had found, I literally took notes on this because I was like, they are
Hmm.
acting down. When the grandpa found out that the grave, there was nobody in the grave and he, like, kind of fell to his feet, like, they always had those, like, moments that like a lot of movies leave out to make it
Yeah,
feel real. And like this show, like always kept that in mind. Like even like the situations like with the daughter and the dad, like you didn't know they were father and daughter, but then once you found out, you're like, ah, that's why they were like tit for tat, like in those moments. So I think like those are like little things that a lot of movies miss. And I like was eating it up every time I saw it. Cause I'm like, it's so subtle, but it's like yes, like this makes it more realistic. Like these are moments that should be happening that don't usually happen in movies. But again, it was slow, so I'm over here like I don't know about 5 out of 5. If it's not a 5 out of 5, it's a 4.8. But I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. It was good. It was good. The way, okay, no, sorry, I lied. I lied. I'm gonna give it a 4 because I remember
Mhm.
how it ended, and it was something about the ending that really pissed me off that
come
I'm
on,
ready to
man.
talk about because
Come
it was a
on,
good
man.
ending, but it was not realistic. The only part that wasn't realistic was how it ended. So
Mm.
yeah, let me get a
So
4. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Darius, let's get your rating, and we gonna hit on that ending because
Um,
ah ah
I do not give it a 5 out of 5.
That's a 4. It's a 4.
So
It's a 4.
to go back, the I thought that Detective Max and his daughter, Detective Sarah,
hmm
they annoyed the hell out of me.
yeah
They annoyed the hell out because I knew they were father and daughter. Like you just could tell. When he said, "You're my daughter," it was like that was just the dramatic part. It's like, bro, we knew that was your daughter when y'all first came on the scene. He was really annoying. Even to the part where he's in the hospital, they let her off the case. She suspended. Blah, blah. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
I hate. I personally hate those rogue cop type things. And when you get fired and you still got to close the case, man, you fired me. I'm not closing the case, and I'm doing it for free. So I hate.
that's
And
true
only
yeah
time that ever made sense to me was in Rush Hour, where they fired Chris Tucker and told Jackie Chan
Carter
go on back home. That's the
hmm
only time it really made sense because that little girl was involved. This, it was just like, we really don't need y'all on this case. We could put two new detectives on this and close it out and get on out about our lives. So that they irritated me, but yes, the rest of the acting was good. What's the actor name? Sam Worthington that played
hmm
that played David. Great. Every
Mm-hmm.
movie I've ever seen him in, and most of his movies are action movies. I don't think I've ever seen him in nothing like
Yeah.
non-action. But he's the quintessential action star. Like he's that type of guy. Like you couldn't see him in nothing else but an
Tom
action movie.
Cruise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Basically, like Tom Cruise light. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he was good. So I'm gonna give it a 3.8 out of 5. Only because it did start slow, and I hated the ending. I feel like okay, we building, and he just pushes off a cliff, and it's like, all right, y'all, watch the next show. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Yeah.
what are you talking about? So yeah, no, the ending really killed me, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5, honestly, because it started way too slow for me. Like those first 20 minutes, I was just like not engaged at all. Like
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I just wasn't. And to your point, there was like a shift when you found out what was going on, and it's like,
Hmm.
all right, cool. But what ranks it low for me is I cannot stand like you said, Darius, the road cop situation.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of, and maybe we'll talk about this. It reminded me of Nemesis a little bit.
I can see that. I give you that. Yeah,
Like
I give you
just like
that.
just the road cop.
I give you
Granted,
that.
in Nemesis he had Lee, but it's like, bro, relax.
Yeah.
And then the ending of that show was like, all right, y'all just had to figure out how to end this show. And here we go again,
Yeah.
just like endings that don't like wrap it all together. So it's
Yeah.
that's why I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. But I want
I
to get
think
to
it's
the,
just real quick.
go
I think
ahead.
it's just tough. A lot of shows today they just cannot stick the landing.
Nah,
Majority of shows I watch is like you build it up. It's like, dang, this show is good. Then that final episode is like, y'all couldn't. What messed up from 1 to 10 where you just could not stick that landing. So that was
yeah,
my issue. Like
yeah.
I hate when shows just can't stick the landing.
But
Agreed.
is that the point of a bad ending is for us to have the conversation about the ending? Like, is that what they want?
I can see that, and then a lot of it is they're trying to come back with a season 2 and all that good stuff, so you
Yeah,
leave you on a cliff. I
yeah,
think I don't. I think this was just a limited series, so this may probably won't come back with a season 2.
I don't think it will.
But a lot of shows they try to leave a cliffhanger, and it's cool, but leave us on a good one. Don't leave us on one where we
yeah,
forget the show, and it's like they come back and say, "Oh, dang, this show back." Like, let me watch it.
yeah.
Leave me if you're gonna do something like Snowfall. Leave me on that cliffhanger where it's like, oh my god, when is this show coming back? I'm checking every month. When is this show
Yeah,
coming back?
yeah.
Or like Welcome to Derry. It's like, okay, what's the next? What y'all gonna do with it next? Like, leave us on a cliff and make it make sense. Don't leave me on a cliff
Mhm.
and it's like, all right, bro, what y'all got now? So yeah,
Yeah.
that was yeah.
So I'm gonna get into this next question. And Melinda, I'll start with you. You were very passionate about not liking the ending. What was it about the ending that you hated so much?
Okay. Because y'all, it was okay. So first of all, I just want to say the first thing I wrote in my notes was Hayden loves her down. I literally wrote
Mm.
that because this man was doing anything this lady needed and she was blowing him off and he still was just doing anything for her. And I was like, oh, he loved her. Like I literally wrote that down, right? But like I just let that go because I'm just like, okay, like he loves her, whatever. But the actor, I forget his name, I think it's Milo in real life. But
Hmm.
um but that actor, like when I love him, he was in This Is Us. So when I saw him, I was excited and I was like, bet like he's about to do his thing. He's about to play like a major role. And then like
Yeah.
he played a big role in like helping them and like using his money to like support them. But I did think it was interesting that he was a little more of like a side character because he is such a big name. So let's say that. So like I wrote that down. That was my thought process. But then when it was revealed that he was crazy, I said, "Oh, this makes more sense." I knew he had to play a bigger role, but at the same time, I was like, maybe he not. Maybe he just wants to be a supporting role in this movie. I mean, this.
Yeah.
So, but then once that happened, I was like, this makes sense. I literally was talking to my husband. I was like, I literally wrote down that he loved her down. I know he was crazy for her though, but okay.
Hmm.
So once they explain all the hoopla of him being a psychopath and wanting to have her baby and get her pregnant, I said, this is a lot. Also, I never liked the ex-wife the entire show. Sorry, I
Me,
didn't. The
me,
entire time I could not stand her because
yeah,
your sister, like you and your sister's trying to talk to you about something important. You keep brushing her off. Then they're over here telling you that your husband was probably part of something crooked or set you up and you like not listening to it, then you're gonna flat out tell him what the man said. You're not gonna be a little more suave with it. Like, be so
yeah,
serious. Then the number one reason, though, to sum it all up, is this. It is just, I thought it was a good ending, but this is the part that pisses me off about it. In real life, you cannot go to the doctor without having your freaking ID and them seeing it. You mean to
Yeah.
tell me you got impregnated under a false name? Bullshit. Sorry, point blank, period. And that's why I was over it. I literally couldn't get over that. Couldn't get over it. And that's why it's a 4 out of 5.
yeah.
Yep,
Hey,
there.
man, listen, I
There
am
she
with
said
you.
it.
Hey, when I see Hayden, I said, "Oh man, that's the dad from uh, This Is Us." So I did think that, but it was just everything just started not making sense. It's like, damn, now it's not making sense now, and that was the. I'm like you. So where's your identification? Nobody's gonna ask you
I
no
don't
damn
know.
identification. And then, right, right. And then I thought Hayden thought that was his kid. You didn't look at that little boy and say, "Man, this little dude really don't look like me." What are we? Come on, man. What the heck kind of voodoo did she have that made him think this your kid, fam? Come on, man. Come
Literally.
on. Like you ain't it ain't that good where you just got men out here. Well, some men are kind of stupid like that, so it could happen. But that was the problem with me. Um, it was just so far fetched. Like, come on, bro. Ask questions. Was there no questions asked? And even how David was framed, it's like, who was the jury on this case, and why wasn't y'all looking into this case more? Like, y'all just he did it. None of the stuff made sense. Like when you got to the end and he found out that the son wasn't dead, it's like, so what the heck were y'all thinking when y'all put him in prison? So that's why the end just didn't make sense to me. It just didn't make sense because a lot of stuff just became far fetched. It's like, so we watched all this. It's like, cool, we building up, and then boom, the end was
Yeah.
just like, that was stupid. Like you didn't even have to. In hindsight, none of that had to happen. That was my issue. None of that really had to happen.
That's
So
that's what I said. I was
yeah.
talking to Austin, my husband, and I
Hmm.
was like, this doesn't really make sense. Like he could have just kidnapped a boy. Why did they have to kill another boy? If you gonna kidnap him and go
You
to
feel
like
me?
another country, you could have just kidnapped him and went to another country. You didn't have to kill another kid and frame him. Also, this is the part that I wasn't understanding. You
Yeah.
was his son because of a birthmark on his cheek. Birthmarks don't go away, so why David ain't have no birthmark on his cheek? Also, why didn't David have a birthmark on his cheek for Hayden to think to himself, he got the same birthmark as David? Like, yeah.
Two and two wasn't adding up. Two and two just
Also,
Yeah,
wasn't adding up.
how easily they were able to find that like offshore account that matched her
Yeah.
dad's initials. Like, if you're gonna
it's
do
not
some
that
crooked
easy.
stuff, don't make it traceable back to you.
Obvious.
Like, what are we doing here? So yeah, but
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
they said she changed the name, I said I recently went to the doctor. I know there's no world where that is possible at all. And then it
No.
also was just more BS because she herself worked in a hospital, so all
Yeah.
of it wasn't making sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes like writers forget what they do throughout the movie, and when they write the end, they be like,
Apparently,
all right, our budget short. Let's just go end this thing. Like I'm running out of money, can't do much. Let's just end it. So,
Yeah.
for real.
all right. So last question. Last question. I think we've pretty much covered like what annoyed us the most about it. What did you enjoy most, or like what surprised you? Like what was the here it is. What was the biggest plot twist for you?
Plot twist or just hot takes?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
let's
let's
start hot
go.
takes.
Let's
Yeah.
go hot take. Let's go hot take.
My hot take is that his ex-wife was trash. Like they could have figured so much more stuff out had she just talked to her sister initially, had she listened to somebody initially. Because if you really think about it, the very ending was like the missing piece. Like the fact that she changed her name is literally what unlocked everything. And it was like she
Hmm.
just really wasn't the best person. One, because she lied to her husband about even doing that to begin with. And then two, just how she literally kind of derailed them every opportunity possible when she could have just
Yeah.
talked to them and had this figured out forever ago. So there's that.
Hot takes for me. The beginning, the mystery building up was way better. That was better than the ending. And I thought this show could have been 6 episodes. It went to 8 and it started fizzling out around 6, 7, and 8. So it's like, okay, y'all built it up and really just fell at the end. So that was my hot takes. Like the mystery was way better than the ending, and it could have been shorter than 8 episodes, and a lot of
Yeah,
plot holes. There was a lot of holes in the plot.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say, Darius. I think the hot take for me is this show doesn't keep your attention. Like, I feel like it would be easy to say I'm straight because it starts off so slow, because the cops were so annoying. At least for me, how like the type of shows that I like, for me, it was like
Okay.
I think I'm good, which is why it took me so long to watch it. Like it's like I'm straight. I'm good. Like I don't want to watch it. So I don't know. It didn't keep my attention. And I think over time, like it just kind of got predictable. It's like how you alluded to, we knew that was the cop's daughter. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it just got predictable over time. So
Yeah.
Oh my mama.
yes. So look, so I want to pose this question to to all our subscribers, fans of the show, family, whoever is tuning into this. For this one, what annoyed you the most about this show? Because we all seem to be pretty bothered, especially by the finale. So, what annoyed you the most? So, look, drop it in the comments. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us each on Instagram. Follow our Popcorn and Hot Takes Instagram page as well, and get involved in the conversation. Give us some suggestions
Back.
on what
Give
y'all
us some
think we should
feedback.
watch next.
Hmm.
We got some good stuff planned up our sleeves. We got some holidays around the corner. Back to school is around the corner. We might watch Crooklyn School Days. Who knows?
A lot of good
Mo-
movies coming
yeah,
out.
Cooley
Spider
High.
Man coming.
We might do a back to school thing. Who
Yeah.
knows?
And get
So
ready for Spider Man. Doomsday is in December. You feel me? I mean, there's a lot
yeah,
of good scary movies coming out. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's some good stuff. Look, we might even talk about Toy Story. Who knows? But the bottom line is we want y'all involved in the conversation. So thank y'all for tuning into this episode. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share, and we'll see y'all on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
follow me on IG.